Over there, there's three. There's three.
Yeah, of course.
Put it over here and then you can plug it in. Okay? Continue. The first. Yes.
Boom. Thank you.
Wait. What did you say? I'm sure you can figure it out. Alright, so let's continue in the Darkei Gemara. Let's read another little piece of it. Piecing together. Next part is Kavana of the Sugya. Kavana of the Sugya. What does that mean? When you first examine the Gemara, you should go over the Sugya and to know the Kavana. And you should go over it derech klal, in a general way. Some people make this mistake. They didn't learn the Gemara yet, and they're getting stuck on a word. They spent an hour trying to, it means this, it means that. You just wasted an hour.
Right.
It's a Yitzhahara trick. You spend too much. You have to go forward. Get the general thing.
Even if you don't understand anything.
Whatever, a certain general aspect. What's the whole purpose of this discussion that they're having? Okay? Afterwards, go look at all the details. And look at what is the connection that connects it. And then look at the general rule that goes on top of it. And then go a second time over the language. And see if what you understood agrees with what the Gemara is saying. And then go into what the source of the thing, all the details of the matter, as it says in Eov. At the beginning you learn general, and then afterwards go into the details in order that you get to Vayisapera. Afterwards fix what you understood on the language. This is the preparation. Afterwards go over it, see if it's true or not true. And look at the reasons of these matters. Any suffix means a doubt you have, or any question you have, or things that are difficult for you to understand. Don't take it lightly until you actually get the solution of the matter. Don't rely on your own understanding. You can ask your chavrusa what they think about it, and then you don't only rely on yourself. Okay? If whatever you understood is true, or you have a question on it, okay, כי אין אדם רואה חובה לעצמו וחבריך יקמו בידיך. Okay, I'm not sure what he's saying here. Okay, כי אין אדם רואה חובה לעצמו וחבריך יקיימה בידיך. Bert, you don't think you're wrong and the other friend's right. Most people think that they're right and their friend's wrong.
Yeah.
So you have to ask your friend, like, basically, what
if your friend has a wrong opinion?
You don't know how to poke holes.
And then both people have a wrong opinion.
What do you say?
Then everyone has a wrong opinion.
Well, that's what we're saying. That everyone thinks that. That's what we're saying. Okay, because it's in the Rambam. It says that everyone basically has different dayas, meaning understanding of things. Okay, from one extreme to another extreme.
Okay.
And God made everyone different, so they understand in that way.
Oh, I see.
Okay, let's continue.
Someone's phone is buzzing.
Yeah, it's mine. It's fine. V'chol ma'amar or dibur asher ba b'shmua. Everything you hear, or that comes in when you understand. Harei marbeh l'chol ma to'elet. What it is?
Scoop it up, it won't hang
It doesn't work though. It doesn't work. I don't know why. I thought that's the case. I think that's only iPhones.
Slide it to the side.
Oh, maybe. Thanks. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, it's a good thank you for that. Okay, everything that you're learning. Look at what it's adding and how many laws are coming out of it. What is the general rule coming out of these statements? Sometimes Gemara says we hear from this two, which means you learn from this two things. Shma mina tlat, we hear from this three. Simana miltahi, it's just the sign. Meaning something you have to see what comes out of it. Okay? Everything you look into. You have to look after the source of things and to see the signs in them. Okay? באופן שיזכרו ויבחרו ויעלו על לב לעולם כמו שבאו בגמרא סימנים לשמוע. The Gemara brings sometimes simanim for things. Like, for example, Yal Kagam, and the famous one in Baba Metzia. Whatever it is, you have to use simanim to remember stuff. Okay, which means using signs to remember things. So, like Rosh Tevos, that you can use is your own signs to remember stuff about to remember what you're learning. Okay. Tell him mispar, to give him a number. For example, Isha niknish begimel drachim. He brings it over here. A woman is acquired with 3 drachim. Arba avot nezikin. 15 nashim pturot. So you have numbers, so the numbers help you remember each thing. For example. וגם כן, כשיהיו פירושים מחולפים או גרסאות, when you have different explanations or different languages in the Gemara, it says, יש הלכו על כל פירוש פירוש. You should look at each פירוש, ולקור שורשם וחילופם, to take their source and what the opposite is. ולקח יסוד כל אחד מהם בידיך. Take each one in your hand, ואז לא ימוש מפיך, and they won't depart from your mouth. You should look for mashalim, analogies on each thing, until it comes close to your mind and it gets connected to your heart and you don't forget it. As it says about Shlomo, Mishle Shlomo ben David, in order to understand the words of understanding and the words of wisdom and all their riddles. This helps a person fight his forgetfulness. Okay, Moshe Rabbeinu got the luchot to Har Sinai. No more forgetfulness. He broke it. Forgetfulness came back to the world. Now we have a problem. Until since then. Okay, so basically, the brain wants to forget stuff because it only wants to focus on what's important. So if you make something important enough, then it's going to stay inside the brain. So this is how you do it. You have to use signs, you have to use numbers, okay? Until you have to drill it into, it's actually in this week's Parsha, a lot of Chassidus on it. What is Bechukotai Telechu? You learned Chumash yesterday? It says, if you go in my statutes, Rashi says, what does it mean, go in my statutes? Who knows? You know this. It means Amelim B'Torah. He says you might think it means mitzvahs, but it doesn't mean that. It means Amelim B'Torah. It means to toil in Torah. So it says in Chassidus, it says, what is chakika? The word chukotai comes from chakika. It means to drill. Yeah, learn.
So if you drill the Torah in your head.
Well, it basically means, just like letters get engraved into things, so you have to engrave it. That's the type of Torah you want to learn, that it's engraved into you. It becomes one with you. God does it himself. He spends 3 hours staggering a day, at least. Yeah.
What does he learn?
What does he learn? He learns a little bit Kabbalah, a little Chassidus.
No, it says
Gemara, Shulchan Aruch.
But he knows everything. What's that feel?
So what? There's always new things inside the Torah.
Yeah, but Hashem knows everything.
Well, that's a big statement.
No,
He
it's
does
not.
know everything,
It's
but
not
you have to.
He does know.
Well, it basically there's a pasuk that says, "Yegata matzata tamim." It says if it's actually it's a little bit longer, but it says if a person toiled and didn't find, you don't believe him. If he didn't toil and he said he found, you don't believe him. But if he toiled and he found, you believe him. So, what does it mean to find? And you find something that's beyond what you expected to find.
Right, yeah.
So even Hashem could do that. It says it's fine.
Yeah, Hashem
That's
can.
it. And what is the ultimate example of that? Mashiach. Why? Okay, the example, does Hashem know what's going to be like when Mashiach comes?
Yeah, of course.
Of course he does.
He decides.
So there's an analogy I heard like this. It's a really good analogy. It says, you heard a song so many times, right?
Yeah.
Like you love the song so much, so you can play it in your head.
Yeah.
And it's like you can play the whole thing in your head.
Yeah.
You got the whole thing down. What you hear when you play it in reality, it's different than when you play it in your head. So Hashem didn't play it in reality yet.
Right. But how
So that's what he's gonna find. That's what he's gonna find.
so he learns.
He's gonna be a chiddush by Hashem. Mashiach is gonna be a chiddush by Hashem.
And in his own learning, there's a condition for Hashem.
There's such a thing because he's infinite wisdom. It's infinite wisdom. The Torah is also beyond wisdom. You have to understand. The Torah is Ein Sof. It just we get it through our wisdom.
Hashem created the Torah, right?
Hashem created the Torah. Yeah.
There you go. So there's everything in it.
No, but I'm saying it's the Ein Sof basically. Since it's Ein Sof, there's infinite wisdom inside of the Torah.
Right.
Okay? Okay, Masih Chol Hazeh Always Be'iyun. Add strength into your iyun. Yafish Sha'ah Achat Shel Kort Ruach V'Layen Mi Boka Ad Erev B'Shmuot V'Libo Tarud Bal Amo. He's saying it's better doing 1 hour of true iyun rather than all day, all night with listening to things and his heart being busy with a lot of things. Pick for yourself a very important hour. Your brain should be free from all the things of the world. Don't put your mind in other things. Don't say when I have free time I will learn. Ella havi docha kol dvarim mifnei Talmud Torah. You should push everything away because of learning Torah. Yeah, we get it. There's a lot of things to do, and you think you're an exception, but you're not. Everyone has a lot of things to do. Especially, like the Bacharim, they think they're the exceptions. They especially have a lot of things to do.
Well, there is a lot of
And the married guys have no less than them. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So,
I've got a baby along the way.
okay, that's good. Let's see what happens when you have the baby.
What do you mean?
You think you're busy now, and the baby's on the way. You'll be more busy when you have a baby. Okay,
I still have to push that away to learn, right?
push it away. Okay, now when you go and understand the thing and you go over it,
So hold on a minute. So if my wife wants me to change the diapers, I'm like, no, I have to learn.
well, is she asking you during call to come home to change the diapers?
No, but what
she
if I
did
go
that?
home?
You're gonna
What if I go home and have my own seder? Am I
Okay,
allowed to say it's my seder?
you have to discuss, you have to get agreements together about things. To look inside if there's any disagreements or suffix, as we explained. שינו וישנו וימושלשו וישלשו בזה יישאר בשכלך מה שהבנת לנצח. He says like this, if you go over 2 times and 3 times and you really drill it inside yourself, then this thing that you learned will stay in your understanding forever. Okay, לנצח. Okay, now we'll continue. Let's continue the Gemara now. Okay, that was the introduction of Darkei Gemara. Next goes into the actual chapter 1. How to actually learn, okay? It's important. We'll go through that a little bit every day, okay? Let's continue with the Gemara, okay? Okay, let's see where we're holding. Okay, where are we?
What is flying anymore in the Gemara?
Yeah, that's interesting. Let's see. The dog. Okay, we had a general rule that we summarized everything we were discussing before.
What page are we?
We're on Daf Gimel.
We're Daf Gimel already?
Yeah.
And I'm going to get Gemara because I haven't paid for that.
Okay.
And haven't translated it.
Okay, we basically went through a bunch of different cases where it used the word derech.
Correct.
Derech.
Oh yeah, pathway, yeah.
And then we explained each one according to the thing why it's written in that specific way. And then we basically said the general rule. We'll read the general rule again. And today we'll do it in the Chazara. We'll review all that stuff. Okay. Let's see. Where are we? Where's the general rule?
Where is it?
Okay, basically it's in the line it says Nitni Dvarim Ella.
Something lies down.
It's like in the middle of the page. It says Nitni. The line starts with the word Nitni. And then the third word lies Ella. You see that? Over there he says the general rule. Ella. Call Heka the Ika Plukta. In any case where there is a disagreement. Okay. Tani Drachim. It taught the word Drachim. In the Mishnah, if there's different opinions about something, then it taught the word Drachim. Okay, basically. Okay. Whenever there's no disagreement. Tani Dvarim, it taught the word Dvarim. Okay? Therefore, for example, we're going to go over there, how does that apply? In our Mishnah, that says, and not with the chuppah. It said the word Drachim. Because it wanted to negate chuppah and chalifin. You can't, just like you could acquire an object with chalifin, but you cannot acquire isha with chalifin. Therefore, since the Mishnah wanted to say these and not anything else you would have thought of, therefore use the word drachim and not dvarim. Okay? So too in the case of a zav. Remember the case of a zav is a man who had a similar mission, and we had to find out if it was an onus. What's an onus? Who remembers onus?
On purpose or not?
Yeah, it means onus basically means forced. It was forced upon him, not intentional.
He was raped?
I guess you could say that, but it wasn't actually that.
Rape himself.
What? Oh, he masturbated.
No, he jumped and then he jumped too high, and then he jumped too many times, and then he had a similar mission. He didn't plan it. Yes, it can.
What dream?
Doesn't say that as one of the ways.
It's Hirurim.
Oh, Hirurim. Okay, it could be. It could be it's part of that. Thoughts. If he thinks about things too strong,
That can happen.
he could have an emission. So basically, in that case, it also said drachim. Why? Because I want to tell you the 7 ways that are considered an onus, and not an other. There could be other cases of an onus, but it said only these will keep him pure. So it's one of these onuses. Okay.
Oh, I understand.
For example, a few other ways that a person could become a zav by force is sleeping, laughing, riding on a animal. Okay, these could bring a person to an emission. So basically, what we're learning from here is that it's not these ways, only the 7 ways the Mishnah said. So therefore, since there was a machlekes, not a machlekes, but other things you could have understood from it, and it wanted to negate it, it said the word drachim. Okay, next case is if you have a get or a shichur or a star shichuror. Remember that is?
A document, I don't know, a document or something.
Okay, yeah, document.
Star's document.
Yeah, it's a document for freeing your slave. Okay, if a person gives a get to a woman, to his wife, okay, or a star shichur. What does the Mishnah say over there? Only in these 2 they are equal to each other. Not in a way that he said, "Tnu get zel ishti, or tnu star shichur zel avdi, sheb isha hu yachol lachzor." Okay, basically, if a person gives someone else a get to give to his wife, he's allowed to retract up until the person gives it. But if you give someone a document to free your slave, you can't retract it. Once you give it to him, then it's automatically, even to a shaliach, to send it to him, he's free. Because the servant is freed from the moment that he gives it because you're allowed to do something good to someone even if they don't know it. Okay?
You're not allowed to try to get because it's bad for the wife. It's not
Say again?
nice to do. And therefore, you can't do the track of get because it's not nice for the wife.
Can't do the what?
You said you can only do.
It's not a good thing.
Yeah,
it's not per se a good thing.
It's not a good thing.
Yeah, exactly. So it won't be a good thing for the woman, therefore it doesn't work until she gets it.
Exactly.
Exactly. Good. Got it. Okay. So to etrog. The Mishnah explained in some ways it's like a tree. In one way it's like a vegetable. So it said drachim. Also a koi. Remember what a koi is? I sent it to the WhatsApp group. Koi was the animal that was breathing by the two different. Yeah.
And there's confusion on its parents. It's
Yeah, it's almost like who the parents are, but one's a chaya, one's a behema, so it's a combination of the two.
I remember that.
So the Mishnah explains that the specific things that it's similar to a chaya or a behema or other things that are not like either one of them, they taught the word drachim because it was only these things and not something else. Okay. So the Gemara says, Dika nami. Daika nami.
I understand what the Gemara was doing. It's taking the word drachim and saying, well, here is an example of, like, here is an example and here is an example. And now you can understand when you see the word drachim, those like categories.
Yeah.
It's using different examples to strengthen the meaning of a word and how it's used in the Gemara. Right?
Yeah.
It's like halakhic.
Well, it's telling you that it's specifically these things and not other things. So whenever it's saying that, then it uses the word drachim. But when it's not saying that, there's no other things that you can think of. Then it says the word dvarim.
So it has to be that drachim in order for there
to tell you that it's leaving out other things that you would come along and, I'm so smart guy, I could figure out other ways to make this guy an honest. So it's only these things that the Mishnah said, not other things.
Okay.
Drachim is the way to remember it. I think is drachim is the pathways. You always take some pathways and not
others. Yeah.
Right. That's what.
Yes, I know, but the question then is why you could argue drachim means that. Why do you have to add the actual word that?
What do you mean that? Where did it say that?
You said that drachim means those different things.
What is that in Hebrew? That you're referring to certain
No, but
things.
you just said that drachim was that drachim.
It means these ones and not other ones. The ones that are listed in each Mishnah. That's what it means.
So the word drachim is talking about those different things.
Yeah. Okay, so the Gemara says daikanami. We could also infer. Okay. The Tani Seifa, because we see in the end of the Mishnah in relation to the etrog, what does it say? Rabbi Eliezer Omer etrog shaveh li'ilan l'chol davar. An etrog is equal to a tree in all things. Why do you say things? Because it's equal in everything. There's no exceptions. Shema Mina, we learn from here that this is the proof and this is the general rule accepted in the Gemara. Okay?
There's a different opinion.
What?
There's a different opinion.
No, complete lines up. Oh, it's different. Yeah, it disagrees with the first part of the Mishnah.
Okay.
But the principle is very clear that it works, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Fine, we're going to continue forward. Oh, you actually made it. Thank you. I'm standing. Take a seat. Okay, so let's... The Gemara explains now, and... Once again. Yeah, the Gemara is going to explain why does it say shalosh drachim if it tells you three different things. Why do you have to say that? We're going to discuss that. Let's say there's three ways to acquire a woman with kesef b'yashtar. Why don't you tell me the three ways? Just tell me this. You could acquire a woman with kesef b'yashtar. You would have saved the word.
I know. I know why.
Yeah, why?
Well, I don't know why. I think I know why.
Why?
Because there's three drachim means the three agreements and the three disputes.
Well, you could say Aisha niklet bedrachim. Kesef b'yashtar.
Be'elu
drachim.
No, but this drachim is signifying that there's a dispute on that what.
But it could still say the word drachim. You could say Aisha niknat be'elu drachim. Kesef b'yashtar. What's the whole thing of saying the number first? What? I can't count. I could learn the whole Gemara, with all that, but I can't count.
No,
1, 2,
because
3.
there's 3 ways. But no. I know, because there's 3 ways, but upon each 3 way, there's 3 different opinions as to that thing. 3 and 3.
How do you know that?
It's just
Okay, so Kesef we had a machlokes, but that doesn't mean.
Following Mishnayos don't count anything. You don't
But
count.
here
You don't
it's
count
counting.
the Obama,
That's
you
what I'm
don't count
saying.
Tua, you don't
No,
count
but
Ivri, you don't count Tanani.
here it's counting.
It's
Here
true,
it's
it's true.
no. Here it's bringing in the word 3.
Meaning we see certain Mishnahs
Specifically.
that count, as we brought all these Mishnahs now, the Zav, the Etrog, they're counting ways, right?
But it's an extra counter on those 3 ways.
But why are we have to number it? Why do you have to count it aloud, so to speak? You have to say it is 3 and tell me 3 things.
It's not just 3. There's 3 which
I mean, we
is.
already said
It's
the.
really 6.
We didn't have to, but we never said why I have to say that with the word 3 specifically. We never said that. We're gonna see now the Gemara.
Mishnah
Am I wrong?
itself, Mishnah itself says about a Obama,
What?
right? To deliver in marriage. She says she buys herself kunat utzma.
There's 3 ways, but with each of those 3 ways, there's 3
Counted.
different opinions.
Okay, we're gonna see. Yeah,
Yeah, it doesn't say.
we're gonna explain why.
It doesn't, it's like the Obama, right? It doesn't say niknet bebiyah, v'kunat atzma b'chalitza nitat haba. It doesn't say niknet b'derech echad, v'kunat atzma b'shtei derechim. It doesn't say that. It just says these 2 ways straight up. It doesn't count it.
But there's 3 ways,
exactly, yeah.
and there's another 3 opinions on each
No, there aren't.
way.
But there aren't.
But that's why it's saying.
But why is that?
There's Joachim Shine, there's 3.
So why? So you still don't have to say 3 because I can know how to count. Because it can't be a star.
1,
I
2,
can
3.
say, oh, it's 3.
Oh, document. There's now 3 opinions of document. Now there's
Of
3
what?
What opinions are you talking about?
Document. It doesn't say that.
But it
Where's
could
the 3
be,
opinions?
It could be
You're
inferring.
talking about the Kabbalah, man. That's the Kabbalah.
No, it could be inferring it.
Yeah, when you're saying Chabad, each one has their own Chabad in it, so the 3 become the Teisha Yachalin, as brought down in
Exactly.
Parashat Noach and the Zohar. It's not talking about that,
There
okay?
you go, yeah, it's something like that.
Keep us too big, bro.
Yeah.
Something like that.
You gotta see the headline.
There's 3 spiritual worlds according to each
Teisha
one.
Yachalin over there,
3 within 3 is infinite 3. It's 3 within 8.
yeah. Mati below Mati, and all stuff over there.
It's all about the heartbeat.
Yeah.
Silver show, mati below mati, boom boom, boom boom, boom boom.
Yeah, okay, it's not that, okay? So
Okay.
let's see what it
No
says.
other ways, maybe.
I tried.
Oh, so up, it says 3. You gotta come, okay? Well, we said drachim means these ways, not other ways. So what could be 3? Let's see now in the Gemara. You don't want to try to guess it? Just to see
I
if we
tried
can
to
think
guess
like the
it.
Gemara?
I tried to think like the Gemara, I was wrong.
Okay. The Gemara, okay, it's okay. Keep on guessing. Get the keep on having it says a Baishan doesn't learn. Someone who's shy doesn't learn. It's good to keep on guessing, asking questions.
Even if it's
I
completely
mean, the Gemara, whatever. The Gemara, I read the Gemara, but it says it seems to contradict itself.
Okay, let's see it. Okay.
It seems like we just answered that question. Why we shouldn't need it? We just say the word Rahim. We don't need to say Shulsha. We just say what they're up, and you would know that there are other ways that are not included in this.
Okay. Okay, fine. Okay, let's see. The Gemara says, Minyana de Reisha. Minyana means the count. The Reisha of the beginning. Okay? Which is basically Isha Niklei B'Shlosh Drachim. Shalosh Drachim, sorry. Lema'ute Mai, what is it coming to exclude? Okay, I'm translating words now, so
Oh yeah.
if you come back to me and say what do these words mean, I'm already doing it right
I'm
now.
gonna write it down. Hold
Okay.
on. Give me a sec. Give me a sec. Ah, 1 second. Rabbeinu. Sorry, 1 second. Let me get out. Let me get out my pen. Hold on. Rabbeinu.
Okay, I'm just going to continue. You'll catch up. Okay. The Gemara says, "Minyana de Reish Shalom Utemai." The count of the beginning. What is it coming to exclude? Kalam Utem means to exclude.
Kalam Utim.
You'll look inside and see. Okay. The Gemara says, "Minyana de Seifa." So too, the count at the end, Lamutemai. What is it coming to exclude? Which basically means that Konet Atzma B'Shtei Drachim, a woman that acquires herself in 2 ways. What is it coming to exclude? Meaning, when the Mishnah says she acquires herself in 3 ways, and when it says she acquires herself back in 2 ways, what is that coming to exclude from saying? We already said Drachim excludes all the other ways that it could be acquired or acquire herself. So why over here? What is these 2? What is the numbers coming to teach us? The Gemara says, "Minana de Reisha," the count at the beginning. Lama'ute chupa. When it says 3 ways, it's coming to exclude chupa. Okay, what does that mean? If a man brings a woman into a chuppah and says, "Harei at mekudeshet li bechuppah zu," it doesn't work. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Fine. That sounds a little different than what we said before. Or was it? When we said drachim, it's coming to exclude chuppah and chalifin. Now we're saying the three is coming to exclude chuppah. So what is it?
Before was Chuba Khalifa.
That's a weak. Well, there was an explanation like that. Yeah. The Gemara answers. Well, Rav Huna Da'amar. Rav Huna said it later on the page. Chuppah kona mikal v'chomer.
What's kona mean?
To acquire. A chuppah actually acquires from a kal v'chomer. Basically, according to the opinion of Rav Huna, he explained that a person could acquire a woman with a chuppah, which basically the Gemara says it's coming to exclude acquisition through chuppah. Chuppah is a different thing. Chuppah is marriage. Acquisition you cannot do with the chuppah, says the Gemara.
Right.
Now the Gemara says, wait a second. Rav Huna learned out that a chuppah you could actually acquire with.
So what's going on?
From a kal v'chomer.
Oh yeah.
Okay, he has a kal chomer later in the Gemara from the kinyan of kesef. He says, since you could do it with kesef, you could do it with chuppah, whatever
Kesef is
money. Yeah, we're gonna learn it later on. The Gemara doesn't explain this kal v'chomer here, but it just says it's a kal v'chomer. You know what kal v'chomer is?
Yes, even more so.
You know what it is, kal v'chomer?
It's so much more than
Yeah,
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
exactly. Okay. Now lema'ute mai. So the Gemara is asking, according to Rav Huna, what is the Mishnah trying to exclude when it says the word shalosh? According to Rav Huna. Okay, we said above the Mishnah is coming to exclude chuppah because you cannot acquire chuppah, but according to Rav Huna, could acquire chuppah. Well, how do you answer according to him what the Mishnah is excluding by saying shalosh? The Gemara says, "Lama'ute chalifin." That's coming to exclude chalifin.
What's khalifin?
Khalifin means to acquire something through exchange. That a woman is not acquired through khalifin. Okay? There's two ways to do khalifin. If you're buying something and the person you're buying from gives you an object for acquisition, it's called a kinyan sudar. It's like when you take a cloth and you lift it up, you make an acquisition. Okay, because people normally do it with a cloth. That's what it is. It's fine. How are you? Okay, now the second way is kishamachlin davar b'davar. Another way of doing khalifin is when you actually exchange two items, the barter system. Okay, it's called shaveh b'shaveh.
Shava b'shava.
Whatever, you don't have to write that down. Okay, it's in. Okay, fine. There's a pasuk. Okay, basically, according to Rav Huna, it's used when you're given an object to take.
And you paid for it?
Let's say you paid for it, or let's say you're just given it and you want to acquire something. So you lift up a cloth and then you acquired it through the lifting up of the cloth.
So the giver doesn't do anything. The giver
He gives you something.
And I lift the table.
You lift the cloth and then you acquired that object. It's a sign you acquired it. That's khalifin. Okay. So basically, according to Rav Huna,
That's what they do in
where?
In football also. They do the kiddushin also.
They make an acquisition on what, the ring?
No, you do on the ketubah. You
On the
do
ketubah.
a pen or whatever. You do some sort of thing also.
Or they lift the woman lifts.
I didn't see that.
No women. I don't know what they did. I don't know. Maybe Sephardi custom.
What do they do? Who lifts the chuppah? Who lifts the?
The rabbi did the ketubah. He told me to lift his pen to make a.
Oh really?
a thing. Also, I know in Mishnah Chametz, that's what you do.
You lift, yeah. It's
I haven't
true.
seen that in every football.
There's a lot of
seen
different.
that.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Not by the
different.
football. It was in the ketubah, writing the ketubah before the football.
I wasn't asked. I don't think I was asked to do that. And I had a very stark wedding.
What is it?
I had a very stark wedding.
Okay, cool. Okay, so now the Gemara says something like this. Now, so basically, Rav Huna says, what is it coming to exclude? It says 3. It's coming to exclude chalifin. The Gemara says like this: Salka daite chamina. I would have thought. Write it down.
what you say?
Salka daite chamina. It literally means it would rise up in your mind to think. Look inside the Gemara. Salka daite chamina. It would rise up in your mind to think. Hayil Vigmar, since we learned Kicha Kicha Miste Ephron, since we learned the Gzera Shava of acquisition from the field of Ephron, Ma Sadeh Mikanya Bechalifin, just like a field you could acquire it through Chalifin, Afishanami Mikinya Bechalifin. So to a woman, you're going to think that you could acquire it through Chalifin. Kamash Malan, it's coming to teach you that it's not the case, and a woman cannot be acquired through Chalifin. Okay?
How would that even work? You're saying,
How do you acquire a woman through Chalifin?
yeah, a woman, you give a woman money, you say, "Hard Kudeshli." This is how it does work.
What would it look like? You're saying
You're going to
acquire-
give you money and you're going to marry me with a different lashon. That's Khalifin, or you give it like
The mocher, the mekabel chafetz ma'koneh l'shem ma'asekinen netikin nisuda. You're acquiring the woman herself. Yes, she's the object that you're getting.
who am I giving the money for?
Money, or in terms of lifting up the sudar. You lift up the sudar, let's say. No, you wouldn't do it with kesef. You would do it with kinyan, like you would.
I can do with anything. I can do shaveh pruta, right? I can get a goat and I say, "Hara Kudeshli bedavar zeh."
You give her any object, I guess, and then you lift up a sudar, and that would be the kinyan chalifin. That would have been the way, I guess.
And you give her any object and you pick up the thing.
And you pick up a sudar
Now I
for
can just give her
kinyan.
the object. I don't have to pick up the sudar. That's what you're telling me?
No, it doesn't work. The chalifin doesn't work.
But I gave her the object and said, "Hara Kudeshli." Look, I want to marry you. I say, "I want to give you this object to marry you." Am I married to her?
Well, we basically said if you do it Shavat Kesef. So what's the difference between Shavat Kesef and Chalifin? So Shavat Kesef is you're giving her the object l'shem kedushin for the worth of the object, right? You think kinyan the Kesef or Shavat Kesef. You're saying Hared mekudesh li be tabadzu. It's Shavat Kesef. The Chalifin is I'm giving you an object, but then I'm using lifting something up as a kinyan of Chalifin to acquire her. I'm not using the object's value to do Kiddushin based on that. I'm just giving her something and then using the Sudar to lift it in order to achieve the Chalifin. So that you're not allowed to do. Yeah.
And I give her the matam. It's not Hared Kudeshli bezshtabatzut. I give her in the future, or I'm about to give her something.
So if you could do that, once that happens, you can do it. But you're not Mekudeshin until that happens, as we learned. If someone else comes along in the middle, then you could have betrothed her first, right? As we were learning. Okay. You got it so far?
Yeah.
Okay, fine. The Gemara asks a Shaila. Okay, basically, we're saying, what does the word three coming to exclude? Coming to exclude, we first said it's coming to exclude chuppah.
Yeah.
And we said, wait a second, Rav Huna learns that you could acquire with chuppah.
Yeah.
So for him, it means chalifin. You cannot acquire through chalifin.
To acquire something through exchange.
Okay, fine.
It's not that. But what other chuppah do you exchange? Like you can't do that. Like for him,
Say
that's
again?
not. He said it's not chalifin.
He says not chalifin.
And is he saying the chuppah is chalifin?
No. Chuppah is his own thing to acquire. You're gonna say, you tell a woman, I'm going to be betrothed to you through this chuppah. So basically, according to Rav Huna, he says you can do that.
Right.
However that works, what does that mean? We're going to see later on.
Okay.
But he says, since he learns you can do it through chuppah, so then when the Mishnah says shalosh, it's coming to exclude something. It's coming to exclude chalifin.
He says you can do that. So how's it?
What is it?
I'm really confused. He's saying you can do that, but then how does him saying you can do that exclude the three ways? One of the things in the Mishnah.
He says, well, no, it's not in the Mishnah. The Mishnah is kesef bia shtar. Chuppah and chalifin not in the Mishnah.
Right.
So one of them says chuppah, one of them says chalifin.
Yeah.
Now, according to the one that said chuppah, does that mean you can do it through chalifin? The one that says chuppah, that means you can acquire it through chalifin?
That's the whole point of what he said, no?
No, that's Rav Huna, but according to the first Tana that says it's coming to exclude chuppah, is he including chalifin in his abilities to acquire? He doesn't say it, but okay, it's a good question. Let's see. The Gemara answers, Ve'ema hachinami. Let us say, once again, Chalifin itnuhu b'vachot mishava pruta ve'ifra b'fad ma'prut ואישה בפחות משווה פרוטה לא מקניה נפשי. The Gemara says like this. Why can't you acquire women through Khalifin? It's basically saying, according to Rav Huna, it's coming to exclude Khalifin. The Gemara says, Ema hachinami. Maybe you should say this. Ema, let us say, hachinami, that this case, what does that mean? Khalifin itnuhu b'fachot mishava pruta. The reason why you can't do it is because Khalifin you can do with something that's less than a pruta.
Right. Oh.
V'isha b'fachot b'shava pruta. Lo mekane nafshe, but a woman you cannot acquire with less than a pruta.
Oh, that's interesting.
Okay?
So Khalifin you can acquire through a woman through less than a pruta.
No, Khalifin in general you can do with something that's less than a pruta.
Yeah.
But since you can't do that for a woman, therefore Khalifin doesn't work for her.
Oh, it doesn't work.
So that answers the why. Also, according to the first opinion, why chuppah. It doesn't have to. It only says chuppah, and not chuppah and Khalifin, because Khalifin in it has its own learning that you learn off from it that you cannot do it. You understand?
Yeah. Because you can exchange something for less than a pruta, but that's excluding a
If you want to
woman.
get something for free, this is the way you do it. Basically, if you want to make a kidney for something for free without a matana.
Yeah, without exchange of value. Let's say you just want to acquire something.
No, with an exchange of value. If you want to give me something, I don't want to pay for it. I don't want to give you a matana for some reason.
Okay.
We do a
Khalifin.
siddur.
Yeah.
Khalifin.
So that's it.
Because then I give you a cloth. You give me your goat, and I give you a cloth.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now it's my goat.
Yeah.
So it's a Kenyan.
It's a Kenyan. Yeah, it's a Kenyan.
What's the difference between this and a matana?
It's a good question.
The toilet.
It's a good question.
Toilet.
Matana. Avidan said the main point from this
Why would I want to do this?
whole Masechta is don't get married.
Exactly.
Just
Don't get married.
just kidding, he said.
Live a life of a
Just
single
kidding.
guy, baby. You know what I mean? Baby.
It's a good question. What's the difference in you're saying in terms of
I know why, but the difference is the sudar. But I'm saying,
what does it do?
What
Yeah.
am I doing here?
What are you actually doing? Let's see. Let's see. שהמוכר מקבל חפץ מהקונה לשם מעשה קניין ונקרא קניין סודה לפי שרגלים לעשות טוב בסודה.
Toilets and use.
Which means I think it means like the person you're buying it from gives you a cloth and you lift up the cloth and you acquired the thing.
No, the person you have the goat and I have the cloth. You give me the goat and I give you the cloth.
No, you have to hold the cloth and lift it up.
You give me the goat and the cloth?
I think so. I think so.
Right, the purchaser, the guy who's getting the goat, נותן למקנה כלי כלשהו.
He gives him a
אפילו
kli.
כלי שאינו שווה פרוטה, right? So the purchaser gives to the guy who's getting the goat, gives the owner of the previous owner of the goat a cloth. And by way of this, קונה ממנו את החפץ שבשור המקנות.
Okay.
יש אומרים שהקניין נעשית על ידי שהמקנה נותן חפץ כלשהו לקונה. So there's two opinions.
Yeah. Oh, there's two ways to do
מקנה
it.
לו חפץ אחר.
דבר ודבר נקרא.
I'll give you ראה ולא במציאות. חליף נקרא, מסודר. There's two opinions, I guess. There's one opinion is like you're saying, that if you want to give me your goat, but the goat's not around, or I don't want to touch the goat, give me a sudar and במקום חליפה, במקום the goat.
Okay, there's two ways you're saying to do it.
Or I give kafara.
Okay, let's see. We said slow is no. Okay. Okay, let's continue. Okay, so it says the reason why you cannot acquire a woman through Khalifin is we said Khalifin could be with an object that's less than a Shabbat Pruta. And it says it could be with a Kli.
How's that a terrace anyway? So that could be Khalifin, but
Isha b'vachot b'Shabbat Pruta, a woman less than Shabbat Pruta, lo mikana nafsheh, eina makne et atzma mipnei shegnai hu la lakod atzma b'chot Shabbat. It's lowering her being if she would be acquired through less than a pruta.
I mean,
And this
to
is
be applied by a
definitely
proof is pretty like.
A pruta, you're already getting somewhere, but less than that.
Yeah, it's quite funny.
So this is also the Svar Rishon, first of all.
Yeah, what?
That the purchaser, the husband, is
Yeah.
purchasing, and he's giving her the cloth. That's what the implication is.
The husband is purchasing and he's giving her the cloth. Yeah.
Right? He's getting the woman, and he's giving her the cloth. It's not that the woman is giving him the cloth. That's not the scenario.
Yeah, okay.
Right? So
He has the cloth. I mean, he has the cloth?
He has the Shabbat, he has the cloth, and he gives it to her. Otherwise, you're telling me that the woman is
Uh,
saying, okay, I'm going to be your wife, and here's my cloth.
Well, okay, let's see. It's a good question. What actually is
Right, but that's how it works, you know. It's a opinion.
לא בקנה נפשה, אינה מקנה את עצמו להקנות את עצמו כמו שווה פרוטה. לכן כן חליפין בטל לגבי קידושין, אפילו אם ניתן לה חפץ שווה פרוטה. Okay, even if he gives her something that shava pruta.
Toilet.
Yeah, he gives her the cloth. Yeah, okay.
Okay, and then
Rashi Rashba שכיוון שאפשר לעשות קניין חליפין מאוד בשווה פרוטה. האיש אינה מתרצה להתקדש בקניין זה אף בשווה פרוטה מפני שזה קניין שאינו חשוב. Okay, one second. What's the question?
what's the difference in I don't understand. You were telling me I'm giving
It's a different form of kinyan. It's basically.
I'll give you a fancy $200,000 piece of tapestry, and you're calling it sudar, but no. But if I say Har Mekudeshet li besudar zu Mekudeshet, if I say here take the sudar and be my wife, not Mekudeshet.
If you're doing a l'shem, if you're doing a kinyan with the sudar in a mekudeshet, if it's shava pruta, you're giving it to her shava kesef, l'shem kiddushin, it is mekudeshet.
So the same sudar.
It's almost the same. Yeah. Well, let's say the sudar is worth a pruta, right?
Same, assuming it's worth $1,000, right? Take a nice piece of nice Louis Vuitton handbag. Or,
Yeah.
Okay, cloth handbag, and I hand it to her. And I say, Haray Mekudeshet, fine. If I say, Haray at Shali, Haray Ani Koneh Otach.
Im Khalifin, no, it doesn't work. So Rabbeinu Tam says it works. As a twice voice. It's a divrei mashav of Isha. Okay, he explained that it does work over there.
So,
You want to check it out?
what, the last one on the page?
You see, it says Isha. Where is it?
The Isha, but then it says listen, Gimel and Aleph.
Yeah, it's probably out.
It's a very long one.
I can tell you the Kitzer over here explains it. He says the way that a woman agrees to be betrothed in Khalifin less pachot mishava pruta וכי תהיה מקודשת, כתיב המאירי שאפילו אם האישה תסכים להתקדש בפחות משבע פרוטה, בטלה צורה. If it's less than a pruta, she's בטל דייתא. ובפני יהושע תרד שכיוון שסתם אישה אינה נקנית בחליפין, since a woman is not normally acquired through חליפין, וממילא אין הגזיר שווה כיחה מלמדת קניין זה כלל, therefore the כיחה doesn't teach us at all.
Okay. The whole point of Gzera Shava is that you learn from this all the aspects of that. If you're going to tell me it's not Shava, then it's not Gzera Shava.
Right. רבנו תם מכוח תמיהה זו לא גורס בגמרא נפשה, אלא רק אישה פחות משבע פרוטה, לא מקנאה, דהיינו שאין זה תלוי ברצון הכלל. וביאר הגמרא סבר ללמוד קניין חליפין מסתדר אפוא בגלל שהוא כאין קניין כסף, והמחשן שאל שאישה תתקדש בחליפין שיש בהם שווה פרוטה. Okay, basically the Gemara is saying let the woman be acquired through Khalifin when there is a Shabbat Pruta, like you're saying that if she is acquired through a Pruta, so if that same thing should work, if it's L'Shem Khalifin, if it's Shabbat Pruta, Yeshua Gemara שגמת שיש Khalifin גם פחות משבט פרוטה, מוכח שהוא קניין אחר ואינו דומה לקניין כסף, ואין ללמוד ממנו ואין ללמדו משדה עפרון. Basically what it's saying is that exactly your question. It's saying that if it's a kinyan, you're saying what's the difference between a kinyan Shabbat Pruta and Khalifin Shabbat Pruta? If she says yes to a kinyan Shabbat Pruta, do it with the Khalifin Shabbat Pruta also. What's there? You pick up the thing. So you're saying the thing is women don't generally acquire themselves through Khalifin, because it has a special quality that could be done through less than a pruta, and therefore that has nothing to do with the woman's will or not. Therefore, her dat is batil to everyone else. Therefore, even if it is Shabbat Pruta, they're not learned from one to the other, so the Khalif wouldn't work. Do you agree? Do you accept that? What it's saying here?
I'm saying that because the Kenyan can be done theoretically, and therefore you can learn from Zdei Ephron kicha kicha,
Yeah.
even though by a sadeh it would work.
By a sadeh, it would work. You could do chalifin by a sadeh, but people don't do chalifin by an isha because of the quality that an isha wouldn't want to be makne less than a pruta. Therefore, we cannot compare the two, and therefore, if there's more than pruta, they wouldn't learn it.
So you're saying in theory it does work, but in practice it doesn't work as batal data.
Well, yeah, because of the principle that the khalifa can be less than a pruta, and therefore no woman wants to be acquired less than a pruta, and therefore it doesn't matter if it's more than a pruta because they're not learned from one from the other. That's what he's explaining here.
I'm saying that that's the whole point of the Gzera Shavas. I'm understanding how he's saying that the Gzera Shavas is kosher.
Say again?
How is the Gzera Shavas like? His shaila is, if we're learning Gzera Shava, then all the aspects of Gzera Shava have to be, both sides of the equation have to be identical.
Both sides to be identical. That what?
That Kenyan or Sadeh, any type of Kenyan or Sadeh, works for an Isha.
But they're only learning one specific thing. Kinyan bekesef for learning. That was the whole thing. Kesef minalan kikakika. We're not learning kinyan of khalifa. Even though it feels to be acquired through khalifa, but over there we proved that it was really acquired through kesef.
Okay, so that's why the Gemara has to go with Itnam and Kesef Minayin.
Yeah, that's basically showing you a clear connection between acquisition of field with money. So it's more clear that is the thing we're learning on from there, and not other things. Even though a field is acquired through khalifi, but that doesn't transfer over. Okay, let's continue. Avidan says Khalifin doesn't approve. Yeah, Khalifin can be less than a pruta, therefore since that's the case, a woman wouldn't want to be betrothed through Khalifin. And therefore it doesn't work even if it's more than a pruta. It doesn't extend to the limud like that, okay?
What's limit mean?
Learning. The learning doesn't extend like that, okay?
A person wants to sell his field for less than a Bruta.
A person, well, he could do a Khalifin. Well, you could give the guy money for the field and then do a Khalifin for the acquisition.
But
You're not buying it
but
through
a
the
field is bought through money. That's what we know.
Well, that's one way to do it. But you could also do it through Khalifin, or you could do it through making a change in the field, right? As you explained, you could give the guy money, but then the acquisition of it is actually through something else. For example,
Money.
Okay, we have a guy over here on the live 17 games. He's saying free Palestine. It's not a country. Okay, it never existed. Okay, we're gonna move forward now. Just letting you know if people don't know that. Okay.
Oh, you got one of those answers.
Yeah.
Palestine is Jordan.
Yeah,
But
go
Power
Transjordan.
Power
Okay.
Torah is going to destroy you.
Then, I think he left now. Okay, it's good to you. It's good. You gotta tell him the truth, you know.
Etymology of Palestine is invaders.
Exactly.
I think next time someone does that online, you should literally give them the Torah test. I'm serious.
Yeah, I'm gonna make some videos on this with Avidan on these topics. Just everyone online is too apologetic. All the Jews are too apologetic. It's ridiculous.
But can you curse them online? Are you allowed to use the Torah? Can you do that?
I don't know. Yes.
Scare them?
Yes.
No, we need to start showing them who's boss. We are Hashem's
I know, of
people,
course.
Hashem's
You
king.
tell them who's
Don't
boss.
mess with us.
They're just tools, anyways. They have no free choice.
The tools of the Israelis.
Of God, they're God's tools to wake up the Jews, but they don't have free choice. They don't know it though. They think they have a proper opinion. They're just little tools, anyways. Okay, let's continue with the Gemara. We can't waste our time on these people. Okay. Okay, let's continue. Where's Chaim and all these guys?
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm a pro gamer. CS 1.6 pro gamer. Scouts only matters no gravity.
Sick.
Okay, let's continue. Okay, that's what we said. So we said, what is 3 coming to teach us? It's coming to exclude Chuppah, and according to Rav Huna, it's coming to exclude Chalifin. Okay? And we said why Chalifin cannot be used.
Because you can't acquire women. That's from the that's from the pruta. Normally, this way you can acquire things that's from the pruta, but women you can't anyway. So therefore, it's not good.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, now the Gemara says, Minyana de Seifa lamaute mai. The count of the end is coming to exclude what? Okay, now what is the count of the end? It's the second part of the Mishnah. It's about a woman acquires herself 2 ways. So what are these 2 ways coming to exclude? What could you guys think of? We said How does a woman acquire herself back?
Money and
Mita
debt.
tabal and get. What else could it be?
Money.
Okay, could be. Could be money.
Well,
What
that's
else?
the first obvious one.
What else could it be? How else could a woman acquire herself back?
Relations. Can't do
What
it
does
for
that
relations.
mean?
Can't do it for
Having
relations.
usher relations with another man to make a mamzerim?
No, but in menage as well, people have like makeup sex. Breakup sex.
How did she get herself back?
What?
Okay, it's
No, I'm having relations with you is a symbol of us separating. It's like
I'm
one
not
last time.
sure about that.
She shows it was invalid in the first place. Or something.
Oh, okay.
Oh, maybe, yeah, there's like false witnesses which she showed.
Well, then they would never be married. So she was just free the whole time.
Right. So she doesn't have to acquire herself.
So Gemara says lemaute chalitza. What?
She can't pierce her ear.
It's coming to exclude chalitza. What do you mean chalitza? Let's see what this means. Okay. Just like the Obama goes out with chalitza, she cannot be going with chalitza. Yeah. Okay. Why? Why would you think chalitza? She doesn't. Her husband's alive. She wants to free herself from him.
Yeah.
Why would you think chalitza? The Gemara explains now. You're going to come and think. Tati, let us learn. Take this. What does it mean? You learn, yeah. They call the chomer miyabama. You're going to learn a call the chomer from yabama. We said my yabama sheina yotzaba get, just like a yabama doesn't need a get from the yabam. Okay, basically a yabama, as we said, a woman's married to a man. The man passes away. They never had kids. She has to get married to the brother through having relations.
Yabama.
How does she acquire herself back? How does she acquire herself back? Chalitza. So she doesn't do it with a get. She doesn't have to get a get from the brother. She does it through chalitza. So you're gonna think just like Yabama that she doesn't go with a get. Yotza b'chalitza. She goes with chalitza. Zosh yotza b'get. This one gets herself back through a get. And adin yotza b'chalitza. Is it not obvious? Is it not an obvious thing that she would leave with chalitza? Kamash malan is coming to teach us that's not the case. Most of the time, Kamash Malan is saying it's coming to teach us that's not the case. Kamash Malan. It means coming to teach us that's not the case. Okay? Weiter in Poison. Okay, okay, that's the Kal V'chomer. It doesn't work. Okay. Fine, let's continue. The Gemara says, "Ve'ema hachinami." Let us say that this is the case, which means, let's say this is the case that really a woman that's married could get divorced through chalitza. And meaning, maybe it's a proper way to do it. He had a Kal V'chomer, he said it doesn't work.
Yeah.
But maybe it works.
What for chalitza?
How do you know chalitza doesn't work on a regular marriage?
Because it's less than a prusa.
No, that's chalifin. Chalitza is spitting taking off the shoe and spitting.
Oh,
It's not from the Torah. It's not.
Well, it is the Torah. Well,
Chalitza is just for the.
for the Yabama, but maybe it's a good Kal V'chomer actually. Meaning, what's the Gemara's question here? That the Kal V'chomer is actually good? That maybe it should be valid?
I don't understand what the Havamina to begin with. The Chalitza is a specific thing that we learned regarding Abama.
Yeah. So
We
maybe
know that there's Erev, there's Isra Erev in like the whole. There's no place for a Kal V'chomer here, right? Because you can't learn for anything from your Abama. The Abama is an Ereva in any other circumstance. You want to tell me that I want to learn from special pasuk that talks about in the Heter Ereva to learn a regular woman that is really Isra Ereva? Like,
I mean, the Gemara does learn one thing up from another. I'm saying if it's a good Kal V'chomer, maybe you can learn one up from the other because the Kal V'chomer is saying what's stronger, a get or a chalitza? A get works for everything. Well, actually, no, it doesn't. A get doesn't work for Yabama. A get doesn't work for Yabama. It's assuming that a get is stronger. What's going on? Is the chalitza stronger? Chalitza only works for Yabama. It doesn't work for regular things. What's stronger?
get is stronger than chalitza.
Get is stronger. Why? Maybe it's
assuming the Chalitza is strong.
Why? Because
no. It's assuming that get is stronger. Why? Because get is probably Yeah, chalitza is for one thing. It says in the Torah.
And it
Get
gets
is for
more rules.
multiple.
It's multiple things.
Like, if you-
No,
Yeah.
it's
Multiple
that's not what it's
cases.
saying. It's saying, מהי הבמה
But how-
שאני יוצא בגט, יוצא בחליצה, זו שיוצא בגט, אין עוד דין שיוצא בחליצה?
So it's lighter.
Because
Because the get is stronger, so therefore, if it has the get, it should for sure do the other one, the chalitza.
Yeah.
the Obama who doesn't go out and get requires chalitza because the chalitza is stronger than a get because a get doesn't work for her.
Yeah.
Right? So it's get the chalitza is stronger.
Only
That's
one.
the way he's phrasing it.
Only in one
wrong,
case.
I don't know.
Only in one case is it stronger.
In one case, yeah, but I'm saying, I think the assumption is that a get is stronger than a chalitza.
Explain that to me.
Because a chalitza is only for a specific case that we learn it from.
מהי הבמה שאין יוצא בגט? Why she's not still בגט? Is a קל וחמור.
Shalom. What did you say?
קל וחומר מהבמה. מהי הבמה שאין יוצא בגט? Is the get here קל וחומר?
Okay, why? Yotza me
אין יוצא בגט.
chalitza, yeah.
Does it mean it's a
Zol.
קל or it's the חמור?
Maya bama she'en yotza
She'en
beget.
yotza
She
beget.
doesn't have the get, but she has chalitza. Chalitza is weaker than get. So therefore, the one who leaves with get can also leave with chalitza. The get is stronger.
No, you can
You're saying
only
that
Why is the
go
get
down with the stronger get, so we should learn that the weaker chalitza works. That's what you're saying.
So the one, if you could do with the get, then chalitza should also work, which is a lighter one.
Which is a later one, exactly.
Yeah, the chalitza is lighter.
No.
Chalitza is
Because-
lighter.
No. Yes, because these are only works from the specific scenario.
Yeah, that's why it's lighter. Why is it, okay? Why does it get stronger?
Because it can work in more scenarios.
I think why does it get stronger? Because a get has to basically take apart a marriage that exists, and a chalitza
Oh,
is taking apart a marriage that doesn't exist anymore.
Oh, you're talking about it like in that context.
Right? So a get is stronger. A get separates two people that are alive. A chalitza
No, chalitza's
is to the brother, but she's not married to the brother. She
It's to avoid
nonetheless.
getting married to the brother.
Actually, we said that she has the chalitza to separate. She doesn't have to give a get to separate. Get would be more of a thing to do. You have to go to a sofer, you have to write it l'shem get.
In
l'shem
that
these
case,
people.
it's-
So therefore, the get is stronger.
No, because he's
Isn't the
stronger.
chalitza just towards the brother, not towards the guy?
Yeah, I'm
No,
saying, how hard is it to do chalitza? You take out a shoe and spin it around, it's done.
It's stronger because it's easier. Because it's
No,
easier
it's
for you to do
weaker.
it, it's stronger.
No, that's why it's.
No, because
It's lighter because it's easier. It's lighter because it's easier to separate them.
If I can get to the end
If it's
result,
harder to separate, then it's stronger. A
If I
get
can-
is harder to do.
But if
than
I
a
can get to the
chalitza.
end result easier, that means it's stronger. Because I can get to the end result faster.
But for this case, how do we judge strong and weak? If it's hard to do the separation, then it's stronger. If it's easier to do the separation, it's weaker.
Because if it's harder, it's covering like more of the.
So it's harder to do a get than it is to do chalitza. So therefore, the one, just like the one who could go out with chalitza can't go with get, the one that could go with get, shouldn't they also be able to go with chalitza? Because chalitza is weaker. That's what the Gemara says. And the Gemara says
What
no.
if a man dies and he has no surviving brother?
Then it's
He
okay.
doesn't
Nothing
have to do
happens.
chalitza.
Nothing happens. Yeah.
So a chalitza isn't to separate it from the guy who died.
It's only from the
brother.
yeah. So she either has to marry him through relations or divorce him through chalitza. It's an easier
Get
process. Okay?
separating the existing marriage. The chalitza
It's harder to
separating
do that, yeah.
something that's not a marriage.
That could have been basically the chalitza is that the Torah says to get married to the brother. So if they don't want to, they could do a chalitza.
Right. It's not a marriage yet.
Yeah, but they still have to do something because they're
Right.
yeah. Okay, the Gemara says ihachinami. If this is the let us ema hachinami. Let us say that he could actually do this, which means the Gemara just said the kal v'chomer is not good, and we cannot learn it out. And therefore, when we say the word two, that she requires herself back in two ways, it's not really talking about chalitza for regular marriage. The Gemara says, why not? Let it talk about chalitza for regular marriage. Maybe the kal v'chomer is good. That's what I understand the Gemara is saying. The Gemara Amar Kra. The Gemara is not going to answer. Amar Kra means the pasuk says, the verse says. It says in the pasuk about Sefer Kritut. Okay? the full pasuk is v'ktav la sefer kridu natan biyadav v'shecham bebeito. If a person wants to write a get to his wife, it says he has to write a book of separation, give it to her hand, and send her out of your home. Not the other way around, okay? All this modern stuff, you know what I'm saying? Okay, so is it to write a book of separation? The Gemara says sefer,
Scroll.
yeah, a scroll, yeah. Korta, the sefer, the scroll separates, or the, yeah. V'in davar acher korta, nothing else separates. So therefore, since we learn it from pasuk, you cannot prove otherwise. Okay? Which means, it sounds like a good kal v'chomer, actually, according to the logic, but the pasuk overrides it. That's how I understand it. If you want to say differently, feel free. I say, okay. Hold on, I'm just going to get some water. 1 second.
Kabbalah. Huh?
How does this work in Kabbalah and all this work? What is it?
Kabbalah, it's all completely about something else.
No, it's actually all about this. It's all about them separating the man and woman and the Shekhinah, the Shabbat, the Shekhinah.
Slav Shechina?
That establishes the Shekhinah.
Amen.
Okay, continue. 5 hours. It's a little bit clear so far. We'll do a little Ewan soon, maybe. A little toys or something like that. Okay. I mean, I guess we can do it now. You want to do a little Ewan now, guys?
Ian means in depth, yeah?
Yeah. Okay.
Can we do some more? Or can we do some more referencing as well later?
Maybe, yeah. Maybe we'll do the toys first on Gimel Amud Bet. Vein davar acher korta. Okay, let's go to there. Okay, basically, look at that toys first, everyone. Let's go to the toys first section here.
Gimel? First for some
Gimel Amud Bet.
Gimel Amud Bet.
Okay, let's see. Look at the morning. Let's see what the toys here. Like the toys first is over here.
And Tosfos is on the left, isn't it?
No, it's always on the outside.
I thought Rashi was on the outside.
Arash on the inside.
So Rashi's on the left.
No.
This
Depends
is
on the
my
page.
left.
Every page is different.
This is on Gimel.
Depends
Amud,
if it's Amud Bet.
it's on the left.
The Rashi's toys is on the right. If it's Amud Aleph.
Oh.
She's on the inside.
The Rashi on the inside. Just that's true. Okay. Now we're gonna learn the toys first. Is in davar acher korta. Oh, I have to get you a thing how to read it.
Yeah, I really can't read
Vein davar. 1 second. Vein davar acher korta. Okay. We just learned like this. We said why can we not learn this kal v'chomer? What's the kal v'chomer is? What we said that a regular person should also be able to use chalitza to end his marriage. Why can't we do it? Because the Torah says the pasuk sefer kritut, the book of separation. Only through this you can do it and not through something else. It sounds good. It sounds basically what it sounds like is like the pasuk is stronger than the kal v'chomer, and the pasuk says it in one way, not another way. Toys versus question. What could Toys first ask on this? What could be his question?
What if there's a different verse saying the opposite?
What is something else that could actually do it? Another type of book. I don't know. Let's see. We're gonna read the Toys first, just the words of it, and then we'll go into the explanation. Okay. In the Varcher Korta, nothing else could separate them. Vim Tomar. Good question. Toys says like this. What about a Jewish maid servant? Maybe she could do chalitza from the kal v'chomer.
I understand.
Okay, who could explain? Yochanan.
The Isha, we said a get is the chamor, is the more difficult, more intense action over here.
Yeah.
The writ of divorce. And by the case of the Amma Avriya, we learned in the second Mishnah that she's also able to be freed with a writ, with a scroll.
Yeah.
Okay, so if they're both able to get a get,
Yeah.
and I'm going to tell you that the chalitza is light and the get is chamor, so then I can apply this concept called the chomer to Amma Ivriya, and I could say that she also is free with chalitza.
Yeah.
Basically, what is okay? The case is the following. The case is the following. You have a Jewish maidservant. She's working under an owner, a boss or whatever. Okay.
Jewish, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now she could free herself with chalitza. Free herself from what? Let's say she's married. She's a Jewish maidservant that's married to another Jewish
No,
servant.
maybe
a
it's talking about
chora.
her freeing herself from slavery.
No,
Amma Ivriya, she's a free, so she binds herself with the kesef, the kesef b'shtar.
let's see.
Can she then free herself?
Simanim,
Yeah.
right?
Let's see what it says. Okay, so he says, just like a Yabama doesn't go out with a get, she goes out with chalitza, that goes out with a get shichrur, shouldn't she go out with the chalitza? Yeah, you're right. Basically, she's freeing herself from being a slave with the chalitza. With the chalitza, interesting question.
I don't understand, I guess, the thing for if we're saying that the get is the chamor, but a get doesn't work with a chalitza.
A get doesn't work. What do you mean?
A get doesn't work with the Yabama. So
A get doesn't work.
right?
Yeah, so that's a weakness, right?
So there's no chomer over there.
Well, maybe
we
you
learn
could-
that the chalitza would work with the isha.
Well, basically, what I understood is that a get is the general way, and then the case of the chalitza is a specific case. So the specific case is a way to do it, and you can't do it with the general way. But the general way works for everything else.
Right, but we want to learn and say that the chalitza should work with the general way, the woman.
It should work. Yeah, it's an interesting question because then you could look at it in two ways. You could look at it and say it's only a specific thing. Why are you learning the general? But you could say
The point of the chomer is that it works in all cases. It's more machmer, but it doesn't work in this case. So in this case, it's not chomer.
it's a good question. Yeah, but you get the question. I mean, the kal vachomer sounds a little bit weak. The assumption is that a get is stronger than chalitza. Why? What cases does a get work for? Only marriages, right?
Or we see that a get kritut, but it works with an amma or any type of freedom of slave, right? It could be
A get
any
shichrur.
property.
A get shichrur.
Yeah.
So you're saying, okay, so maybe you're saying there's get of marriage and there's a get of slave. Those are the categories of get. So therefore, get is the general way to do it. There's a document to write separation, and it separates. And you have this one case called chalitza. The Torah says, in this case, you cannot use a get. You got to use the chalitza to do it. Okay, so we're assuming that get is stronger. Why doesn't it work in this case? Why doesn't a get work in the case of a chalitza?
Are we going back to that now?
We're just examining what's happening.
But we already established why. Well, I don't understand.
Well,
the
she has to
question.
do something to separate. Now, number two, we said that you can only do kiddushin with kesabia shtar, and the same say you cannot do with bia anymore. But for a case of a yabama, the only way is through bia.
Correct.
What's going on?
But why do we have this question? We established that.
Why is the only way through bia? And do you need chuppah? Do you need chuppah for your bama that has bia with the yabam?
We didn't learn anything about that.
We didn't learn. I'm just thinking, right?
I don't know.
Maybe you don't need chuppah, and the bia is enough. End the story. Bia is enough. That's why. So it sounds. You don't need chuppah in the case of a yabam.
Why would you need bira in the case of yabam? Oh,
In the case of a regular marriage, you need kiddushin, you need chuppah.
but you're saying
Chuppah is the marriage.
Oh, you're
Here we're saying, how does a woman get married? How does she do? Well,
It's not Durabanan. We're making it very complicated. We're now adding a Xera Durabanan that's Oiker Duraisa.
That what?
Then you need Chuppah. Chuppah is a Xera Durabanan that's Oiker Duraisa. Am I wrong?
Well, I don't know how they do chuppah of it. I didn't know that yet.
Okay, but it's not definitely not Duraisa.
Chuppah?
Yeah,
Well,
Via
it's not
works.
classic, right? I'm sorry.
You might
No,
have
it's like for
Smachta.
Kiddushin. For Kiddushin, Bia works. What about for Nisui? Nisui learn chuppah. You have to do chuppah.
Yeah, but there's a chuppah in Gan Eden. There's a chuppah in Gan Eden. So if it wasn't Deraisa, then why would Hashem do a chuppah with Adam and Chava? You're saying Hashem was following a rabbinical mitzvah in Gan Eden by creating a chuppah? Is that what you're suggesting?
I don't know anything about Chuppah.
Chuppah is a whole different category. Let's see. It says, "Kevan shechnis haish harusato lechuppah af api shelo nivala harei hi keishto lechol davar v'gove ika ktuba ותוספת אם תתעלמן או תתגרש במה הדברים אמורים כשרים לביע אבל אם הייתה נידה whatever is all different. Okay, the Shulchan Aruch says you need to do chuppah in order to have nisuin. Chal, that's what it is. I'm saying.
What's the difference between Nisuin and Kiddushin?
Kiddushin is erusin, is engagement.
But just the Bia.
Well, we don't do it anymore, but it is one of the ways.
And therefore, what's the difference? There's no
What
Ktuba?
we're saying, what is it?
Saying there's no
No
Ktuba?
ktuba.
Even if we have a Ktuba.
Well, you didn't. The ktuba only takes place during the chuppah.
If I did a star, the star is the Ktuba.
Yeah, and then you get that. Yes. Can he do a ktuba without doing chuppah? I don't know. That's a question.
So it's chuppah Deraisa or Derabanan?
I'm not sure. You need to do it according to the Torah. I'm not sure where the limud is. It's its own limud. It says.
Because what about that? What about can we be crucified?
מה הנישואין גובה את הכל, מן הרוסין בתולה גובה 200 ואלמנה מענה שלא כתב לה אלא על מנת לכונסה. Alright, so you write a ketubah before the chuppah, but you only write it with a condition to be married and have relations, therefore, okay, so. Okay, interesting. Fine, let's see. Okay, let's see what Tosfos is actually getting at here. I'm gonna see if Chaim answered it here.
Let me just pull them.
I don't know where he's at. Okay.
That's fine.
I don't know.
Shed.
Yeah, okay, you can call him. So if you want to see what is that, just call him while we continue. Okay, so Tosfos, let's see. Okay, so the Tosfos is saying that let's use the Kal V'chomer for Ama Ivriya.
Find the claim.
A Jewish maid servant should be able to free herself with chalitza.
Nisuin Deraisa is when it means Baal Isha Lebeito, I think.
Okay. Oh, so the chuppah resembles that? Is that what it is?
Yeah, I guess so. It doesn't say it explicitly.
Okay.
Good claim.
So if he does the Kiddushin, the Bia, and the Beito,
Yeah.
it would be in the Nisuin.
Okay. Let's
And
continue.
it's Yoresh Shota, and Kohen Itmala. Kohen Itmala. If he does Bia, Kiddushin, the Nisuin, she can't be Metamed for the barrier.
Okay, interesting. Okay, so Tosfos asks an interesting question. Okay, it's actually very interesting because like you never think of like doing khalifin. You're saying if a maid servant she gets free normally by a get shichur, a document of freedom, right? So
Or money or simani.
yeah, okay. Okay, so now we're saying V'im tomar tiyeh ima ivriya yotza b'chalitza b'kal v'chomer d'yabama. Let us learn this same kal v'chomer from Yabama, that it should work for ima ivriya to leave with chalitza. Okay, we're saying just like Yabama is able to leave with chalitza, but cannot use a get, so the ima ivriya that gives a get to be free, ivriya, let her use chalitza to be free.
Shlomo now.
What do you say? Shlomo doesn't have WhatsApp.
No. Which one?
Forget it. We're just look inside.
Oh wait, I messaged Chaim.
Okay, now the Gemara says, "Ma'aita kal v'chomer gufa," from this kal v'chomer itself. Okay. Okay, fine. Now, where's the basis for this question? Actually, isn't it? You always say chalitza is a specific thing only for a yabam and yabam.
That's the question in the Gemara. But if you're going to accept the Kal V'chomer as a valid Kal V'chomer from the Gemara,
And we're saying that only from the pasuk we learned that you can't do it, so therefore that should also, then maybe the kal v'chomer should work for the amay vriyah.
yeah,
That's a good question. Yeah.
she's a Isha, she gets out with a get.
Yeah, the Atzos Zoyis says, what's the shaila? Okay, let's continue the Tosis. It's like this. You looking inside, Daniel? You know what Tosis is looking at?
Well, I mean, I can't read it. So I can't be back
Just look inside. Look inside.
I'll look inside.
We're just looking at Ewan to get the brains working a little bit, okay?
I know. I'd just like to know how to read Rashi. That's all.
Im Toma, okay, we said that. The Gemara says, Ve'ein Lomar, don't come and say, Isha Tochiach, that a woman, the case of the woman will prove the matter. What does that mean? That she leaves with a get, it doesn't go with the chalitza? So you're going to say, Ima Ivriya, even though she goes over the get, she shouldn't go with the chalitza. Okay? Dema li'isha shechen ena yotza bekesef, tomar be'ama, you're going to say that by amma, that she does go with kesef, but basically, Tosfos is saying that before I answer the question, don't come and think that the answer would be that a regular woman doesn't go out with chalitza, so therefore Amma Ivriya should go chalitza, because you cannot compare a regular woman to an Amma Ivriya, because a regular woman cannot buy her freedom through money, but an Amma Ivriya can buy her freedom through money, so you can't compare the two. So therefore, we still have the possibility then that the Amma Ivriya could perhaps leave with a chalitza. You with me on this? You get it?
Say that again.
No,
that again, say that
Netzach, you understand basically?
No, say it again.
Alright, Netzach, explain it to Daniel.
Okay, what's the starting point?
What's Tosfos' question?
Tosfos' question is, it's what what if a maidservant wants to do kasisa? Yabba.
Chalitza.
Yeah.
They're saying
What if a maidservant wants to do it?
Chalitza, that if the
If what?
what is she called? The woman who's obligated to marry the brother.
Yeah.
If she goes out with Chalitza,
But you can't do it with a get.
but she can't do it again.
So the
Chalitza
Amma
maybe applies to
Ivriya could leave, get her freedom with a get. Shouldn't she be able to get her freedom with a chalitza? So the Tosfos says first and foremost, don't come and think that just like a woman cannot use the chalitza in a regular case, so therefore Amma Ivriya also cannot use one, because he cannot compare the two. Why not? Because a woman cannot free herself with money, but Amma Ivriya can free herself with money. Because a woman only has two ways to free herself: it's get and mitat baal. The money's not an option for that case. Okay.
for the maidservant.
So therefore, Tosfos is saying she can
So
do it
maybe
because
the
it involves
Chalitza applies to her.
So you cannot
Since her
say that it doesn't apply to a woman, so it shouldn't apply to her. So we could say that maybe it
What's it
applies
got
to
to do
Amma
with
Ivriya.
money? Yabba must have nothing to do with money. What Chalitza's got nothing to do with money.
So what? Maybe it's another option for
Showing that
Amma
because the
Ivriya.
It's showing because the options are
An owner could release a slave also.
We're not talking about more than one option. Tosfos said specifically Chalitza.
Deutsch said chalitza.
What's money got to do with it? Why are Tosfos now bringing in this? Well, because Mason can do with this money, therefore. What's money got to do with the case?
He didn't say money. No, he said he cannot compare it to a woman. A woman cannot use money to acquire herself back, but a slave can.
Correct.
So you can't say just like a woman can't use chalitza, so too the Amma Ivriya cannot use chalitza, because they have something not consistent among them.
I understand.
That a woman can't use money, but an Amma Ivriya can use money. So don't compare it.
Yeah. I can't.
If they were the same, you could say that, but they're not the same. Now the Torah is going to say the answer. Yesh lomar.
Oh, we haven't got to the answer yet.
Now we're going to say the answer. Okay? Try. We're going to try.
In the question.
Yesh lomar dehava amina shifa knanit tochiach. You're going to come and think that a shifcha knaanit will prove the case. What's a shifcha knaanit?
Canaanite slave?
Canaanite maidservant.
She's fighting
Okay? Basically, it's like, I'm going to answer the question by explaining to you your own thought process that's wrong, and then I'll show you the answer, okay? So what were you thinking when you were learning this Gemara? You were thinking, hey, what about a Canaanite maidservant?
Exactly, that's what I was thinking.
That's right. So what do you say with that?
That's exactly what I was thinking.
She can leave with money, but cannot leave with chalitza. Okay? So you're going to say that a Hebrew maidservant could leave with money and also should not be allowed to leave with chalitza. That's what you're going to come and think. In your mistaken logic. Im tomar, he gufa. If you're going to say that she herself Tete Bahai Kal V'chomer the Tipuk B'chalitza. If you're gonna say, wait a second, Tosfos says that an Ima Ivra cannot leave with the Chalitza, she can only leave with money. But what if the Shifra Knaanit, the female maidservant should leave with, she could learn out the Kal V'chomer of Chalitza with her. Which means you just assumed that the Shifra Knaanit cannot leave with Chalitza, but let us apply the Kal V'chomer to her, and maybe she could leave with Chalitza as well. Okay, fine, Yesh Lomar. So how do you answer that? Which means Tosfos made an assumption. He said, how do you know that an Ima Ivriya could actually leave with the Chalitza? Don't learn. You're going to come and think that she's compared to Shifra Knaanit, which Shifra Knaanit cannot leave with Chalitza, can leave with Kesef. But we said basically no, she cannot do that, so don't learn it out for Ima Ivriya. And then you're going to say, wait a second, why can't she leave? Why can't the Shifra Knaanit leave with Chalitza? Alright, let's apply the Kal V'chomer to her. And he says, no, you cannot apply the Kal V'chomer to her. Why? Because you could come and argue. Just like a Yabama that leaves when the Yabam dies, meaning the reason why the Yabama leaves with Chalitza is because the Yabam died. You wouldn't say that about the Shifra Knaanit because she wouldn't leave because the master died. If the master died, then the next master, whoever's the inheritors of that master, acquires the slave. Okay. Therefore, that's the reason why a Shifra Knaanit cannot leave with a Chalitza. Vim Tomar Im Ken Heiki Nami. And if you're going to say, if so, that a Ima Ivriya doesn't go out with Chalitza from the Kal V'chomer of the Yabama, because he could say Shiva Knaanit Tochiach, because the Shiva Knaanit will prove the case.
That the Ima Ivriya should go out.
Yes, the Shiva Knaanit. How should I prove it? She doesn't go with the Chalitza. Therefore, you're going to say that also Ima Ivriya doesn't go with Chalitza. You could argue on that and say, Ma Shifra Knaanit, just like a Shifra Knaanit,
I
Canaanite.
A Canaanite maidservant.
Yeah, she doesn't leave by the death of her master. Tomar Ima Ivriya, you're going to say about an Ima Ivriya.
Also doesn't go by the dawn.
Yeah, Tomar Ima Ivriya, that she goes out by Mitat Adon. No, she does leave. She does leave by the death of the master. So therefore, she should also leave with Chalitza. It's hard. This is a hard test.
Yeah.
We're basically saying.
The Ima Ivriya does leave with the dawn?
Yeah.
Where will that?
It's on Mishnah. It's on, yeah. Basically,
unless she's Ritzvah. I don't even know how to. I don't know.
Ima Ivriya, if the master dies, she leaves, and therefore you're going to say since the master dies and she leaves, therefore she's not like a Shifra Knaanit. and therefore chalitza should also work by her because that's comparable to the case of the Yabam.
So he says over there.
This is what he's saying, yeah. So the Gemara, now Tosfos is going to explain to you, after you thought of all of that, and now you're like, hey, Amma Ivriya could leave with Chalitza. Boom. Now I'm going to tell you why she can.
Right.
Yesh Lomar. דנעשה יוכיח מאישה ומשפחה כנענית. That we're going to prove it. I don't know if he's proving yes or no. Maybe he's saying dna'aseh. What does that mean?
Mishnah.
Nice.
We're
We're going to prove from two cases.
That's what my soul said.
An isha, a regular woman, and a shifra knanit, they go out with a get, and they don't go with chalitza. Okay, so too an amma ivra, she goes out with a get, and doesn't go with chalitza. Dechi parachta ma l'shifra knanit shechen en yotzav mitat adon, isha tukiach shiyotzad mitat abal ve'en yotzad bechalitza. Basically, what Tosfos is saying is like this: each one of them on their own, a regular woman or a shifcha knanit, have their own thing that the Amma Ivriya doesn't have. So from each one individually, you won't be able. You might come to that conclusion. But if you take two of them together, a regular woman and a shifcha knanit, and you take the qualities they both have together, and each one in their own advantage will prove the Amma Ivriya wrong to come to explain to you that you cannot leave with chalitza. All right, it's hard stuff. All right, let's review Gemara. You get it?
I'm a little bit
so
lost.
dachuk and like a non-question, like a non-story.
Yeah, I know.
It's like,
Well, that was what Rav Kompatan said, and when it sounds like that, something else is going on.
so that's what I'm saying.
It's a hard one, yeah.
I don't understand what he's trying to say. Doesn't work because
That's why this is.
Okay, let's see. Okay, we said that. Okay, we got to the point in the Gemara where it says Korta. And then it says Bekesef, it's the next part of the Mishnah. So basically, let's do some Chazara now. There's a lot of things that we went over, so we'll review it, okay? You guys want to learn together today? Do some Chazara?
Yeah, I mean, yes, I'm gonna say.
Alright, so go from Bet, Amud Bet. Where are we going to go from? Let me see. My timer, the second wide line at the end of the line. It's Mem Tet, my timer. Alright, so you guys can review from there.
I want to go to toilet
Okay,
first.
just review the Gemara. We did a little Eon just to get the wheels spinning a little bit, but it was pretty hard. It's pretty hard stuff. Oh, it's on another chair before. I don't know where. Oh yeah. Oh,
It's helping my back.
oh, it was. Like the one that's like that has
Yeah,
the
the one that goes over there, or it goes on one of these chairs.
I'm not sure. Look around. Some surfaces.